Dude, this is the guy you voted for. The president just shared an opinion piece praising the removal of trans service members and DEI from the military. The article also featured an inverted pink triangle, the Nazi symbol used to mark suspected gay men in World War II concentration camps. This is disgusting. Army recruitment ads look quite different under Trump. Again, more free speech advocates, I'm sure, will defend this, right, guys?
Japan, we have a great relationship with Japan, but we have an interesting deal with Japan.
Chad, I'm imploring you, like, push the people in your personal life, push them on this shit. The people who claim to care so much about these things, push them on this.
That we have to protect them, but they don't have to protect us. You know that? That's the way the deal reads. We have to protect Japan, and by the way, they make a fortune with us economically. There's another case, but we have to protect Japan, but under no circumstances do they have to protect us. I actually ask, who makes these deals? Yeah, Peter?
Well, so why stay in NATO at all?
I view NATO as potentially good, but you gotta get some good thinking in NATO. It's very unfair what's been happening. Until I came along, we were paying close to 100%. So think of it. We're paying 100% of their military, and they're screwing us on trade.
And when Zelensky inevitably comes back to the White House, what do you expect from him? And do you think you'll see him in a necktie?
Well, I think what's going to happen is Ukraine wants to make a deal because I don't think they have a choice. I also think that Russia wants to make a deal because in a certain different way that only I know, they have no choice either.
Are you still thinking of going to Saudi
In
Arabia?
a special way that I only know, they have to make a deal.
With Putin about this?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm going to Saudi Arabia.
Mr. President,
They've been very, I've made a deal with Saudi Arabia where, because normally you'd go to UK first, and last time I went to Saudi Arabia, they put up $450 billion. You know that, right? You were there. We had American companies that took in $450 billion. I said, well, this time they've gotten richer. We've all gotten older. So I said, I'll go if you pay $1 trillion, $1 trillion to American companies, meaning the purchase over a 4-year period of $1 trillion. And they've agreed to do that. So I'm going to be going there, and I have a great relationship with them, and they've been very nice. But they're going to be spending a lot of money to American companies for buying military equipment and a lot of other things.
Is that a trip in the near future?
Probably over the next month and a half. Yes.
Mr. President, you told us a couple weeks ago that you were looking to speak with President Xi of China. That hasn't happened. How come, and what are you waiting for?
I have spoken to him, yeah.
Since that last phone call?
I don't want to say that, but I have spoken to him. Yeah, please.
Yeah, Mr. President,
I have a great relationship with President Xi.
But you've spoken to him.
It was hurt because of COVID.
Thank you, Mr.
That's why I don't call it the China virus anymore.
$1 trillion.
He said, please don't call it the China virus.
But to be clear, you've spoken to him since January 17th?
I don't want to say that, but I have spoken to him.
Thank you,
And
Mr. President.
I speak to him a lot.
Regarding this executive order you signed revoking security clearances at Perkins Coie, do you think there should be more steps like this to be taken against other people involved in the Russia collusion?
I do, but that's going to be up ultimately to the Attorney General and various other people.
Absolutely. Just as a follow-up, the other night, we saw Democrats' behavior during your joint address to Congress.
Yeah.
Do you think it shows just how out of touch they are with the American people, especially given that 79%, according to a CBS poll, approved of your speech?
I love this guy. Who are you with?
My name.
I really can't get over the fact that Trump is like a streamer. This is me pulling up a chat message and being like, I love you. I love you. I love you. Who are you? Who said that wonderful message in here? Who said that wonderful message?
It's Nick Gilbertson with Breitbart News.
I see. I really liked your questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Sir, regarding the executive order...
The answer is just, Nick, and I know your name very well. Good job, you do.
Thanks.
I know your name very well.
Yeah, the answer is I thought it was very embarrassing for the Democrats what happened the other night. And that's not said for any other reason other than it's obvious, it's fact. Even CNN fake news said that. They came out and they said it. And worse than CNN is MSDNC, which is the worst.
Not his best one. Not King. That one wasn't that good. MSDNC, that one wasn't that good. No.
And the good news is very few people watch them anymore. They have lost such credibility. And frankly, what Nicole Wallace...
So much dick sucking in the White House, dude. I really feel like we're back to the Clinton era with this level of like dick sucking here. in the White House, dude.
Said, I've never been a fan of hers, and she's not very talented. But I'll tell you, what she said the other day about that young man is disgraceful. She should be forced to resign.
The Oral Office. Also, this is incredible, dude. You should be forced to resign because I don't like your news coverage of me. Amazing.
And Rachel Maddow should be forced to resign. Nobody watches her anyway. I don't know if it's not possible they pay her.
You're like insulting so many white women right now by saying nobody watches Rachel Maddow. That's like, you just insulted like half the white women in this country.
As much money as I hear, but certainly she's lost all credibility, both of them. But what they said the other day, they should be forced to resign about that young person who is suffering greatly. Thank you, Nick.
Will you extend, if a TikTok deal is not made on the timeline you gave, will you extend that?
Probably, yeah.
You will?
Probably. I think, look, we have a lot of interest in TikTok, and China is going to play a role, and so hopefully China will approve of the deal, but they're going to play a role. But we have a lot of interest in TikTok.
How long will you extend it, and how close are you to a deal?
Well, we'll see, but if I need, right now we have at least another month, so we don't need an extension. But if I needed an extension, I'd probably get it extended. Yeah,
Mr. President, regarding the executive orders, there was talk that you might sign one winding down the education department.
Which department?
The education department. Are you having second thoughts on that?
No. I want to bring the schools. I want to bring the schools back to the states. And I've said it 100 times. We're ranked at the bottom of the list, and yet we spend more. We're ranked number one for cost per student. We're ranked at the bottom of the list in education. And I know if I bring it back to Iowa, Indiana, Idaho, all these great states, I think I could say 40 states. I want to bring it back. 10 states won't be perfect. 5 states will be probably not so good. But they will be every bit as good.
No, he didn't say that, dude. No.
To Iowa, Indiana, for cost per student. We're ranked at the bottom of the list in education. And I know if I bring it back to Iowa, Indiana, Idaho, all these great states, I think I could say 40 states. I want to bring it back. 10 states won't be perfect. 5 states will be probably not so good. But they will be every bit as good as Norway and Denmark and Sweden and all of the states that are right.
Bro, what you guys missed, chat. He's been talking, also, he just counted up to 55 states. He's been talking about how he wants to push funding back to the states and basically removing federal funding for schooling. And he's saying that a couple states are going to be fucked, essentially. He's counting Canada, Mexico, Greenland, a couple more.
Rated at the top. If you tell me about Indiana and some of these great states that run really well, Iowa, you tell me about those states, and if they run their own education, they're going to do a lot better than somebody sitting in Washington, D.C. that couldn't care less.
But like a lot of the Department of Education is standardizing important material for kids to learn. If you leave it literally completely up to the states, you're going to end up with curriculum that teaches people that evolution isn't real, that people came about this earth 2,000 years ago. Like, it's not good to do that. That's bad, actually. Do you know how important it is that Catholic schools cannot refuse basic curriculum? Sorry, 6,000 years old. Whatever narrative Christians push on how old humanity is.
About the pupils out in the Midwest.
When do you think that be signed then? When would you sign that order?
Well, I want to just do it. I mean, we're starting the process. We're trying to get the schools back into the states. Let the states run the schools. And I'll tell you, you'll see something, it's gonna blow your mind. It'll be run so well. The school system. And I also believe in school choice, but that will take care of itself.
A follow-up to that, Mr. President, if the education department were eliminated, how would you see sort of what agency would handle student loans and the other types of federal grants that the education department?
That would be brought into either Treasury or Small Business Administration or Commerce. And we've actually had that discussion today. I don't think the education should be handling the loans. That's not their business. I think it'll be brought into small business maybe. Kelly really liked it and really would like to do it. So the loans would be brought into a group where they really do that. And I think it should be good. That is, by the way, the most complicated thing in moving. But it's very simple if you do that.
And the same for federal grants.
Rejected your plan to move out more than 2 million people out of Gaza What's your reaction to that and to Egypt's plan and to this meeting that happened?
Out of Gaza?
Yeah.
I think that Gaza's a mess. And I think that
I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why it's a mess. I
Gaza
wonder.
could be good. I think it's got to be run properly.
Red states should be afraid. Red states are currently afraid. Multiple congresspeople from red states have rung the alarm bells on FEMA funding. I'm trying to find, oh my God, enough of this. Florida, Louisiana, and Texas are the 3 states that have benefited the most from IHP from 2015 to 2024. In general, red states frequently benefit the most from FEMA, as well as all government funding. They pay in the least amount into the federal government and they receive the most. Pretty much across the board, blue states pay in way more than they will ever receive back from the federal government. Blue states literally subsidize red states. I'm trying to find it, but there was an article literally showing how Republicans are like pissed right now. Republicans in red states are actually pissed right now about FEMA.
Free Palestine.
Hell yeah, quiz. Thank you. Thank you for the 4 months. Here, deeply red states are experiencing some of the costliest disasters, which will only get worse. By the way, global warming will only, like climate change in general, will only make the disasters in Florida worse and worse and worse. From my basic understanding, hurricanes are worsened by the hotter, like pockets of ocean. This is a super simplified explanation, but I can maybe pull up information that explains it a little bit better. Climate change. Yeah, as storms travel across warm oceans, they pull in more water vapor and heat. This means stronger wind, heavier rainfall, and more flooding when storms hit land. So the warmer the climate, which is what we're anticipated to go up 1 degree Celsius in 35 years, as it passes over these zones that are hotter, it will make the hurricanes more intense and more damaging. Like, I'm really not joking. People who live in Florida, there is not going to be any Florida left if we continue on this path. So as you would imagine, because Republicans are liars, they know all this shit. Other than like a couple, God willing, stop. Other than a couple of, I think like sycophant zealots, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, etc., they all know this stuff. They are just lying. Deeply red states are experiencing some of the costliest disasters, which again will only get worse. Lawmakers from those states fear that eliminating Federal Emergency Management Agency would leave them on the hook for increasingly expensive bills. So while they're open to overhauling FEMA, congressional Republicans said they flatly reject the idea. And there have been multiple Republicans by name that have spoken out against Trump because abolishing FEMA will fuck their state. North Carolina will not exist anymore. Florida will not exist anymore. All of these places that experience really bad hurricanes or flooding, they're fucked.
But right now, Gaza is an absolute
Gulf
mess,
states as
and
well,
it has
yeah.
been for many, many years and decades. Yeah, Peter, did you have one more?
I did, yeah. They have these 2 Starliner.
Oh, sorry. I should show, actually. The article continues and says, FEMA can't go away. Senator John Kennedy, a Republican from, I think, LA's Louisiana, told reporters last week, I think the first job of the federal government is to protect people and property. They're not happy.
Astronauts stuck in space for 8 months. Have you spoken to them?
They left them alone. Biden left them up there.
And what do you know about that?
I know everything about it. I said, we have 2 astronauts that are stuck in space. I have asked Elon, I said, do me a favor. Can you get them out? He said, yes.
Wait, breaking chat? Wait, whoa. Trump commented on the arrest of Mahmoud Khalil. Did you see the Jubilee? Yeah, it's the VOD from yesterday. That was crazy. He says, following my previously signed executive orders, ICE proudly apprehended and detained Mahmoud Khalil, a radical foreign pro-Hamas student on the campus of Columbia University. This is the first arrest of many to come. This should be sounding the alarm bell for people. We know that there are more students at Columbia and other universities across countries who have engaged in pro-terrorist, anti-Semitic, anti-American activity, and the Trump administration will not tolerate it. Many are not students. They are paid agitators. We will find, apprehend, and deport these terrorist sympathizers from our country. Incredible. So if you support Israel, don't you support the slaughtering of innocents? I'm confused. No, they're all Hamas. Israel only targets Hamas, and anytime they've ever killed anyone, it's only ever been a Hamas member. It's either a terrorist or a terrorist sympathizer. You can tell based on their skin tone. We will find, apprehend, and deport these terrorist sympathizers from our country, never to return again. If you support terrorism, including the slaughtering of innocent men, women, and children, your presence is contrary to our national and foreign policy interests. You are not welcome here. We expect every one of America's colleges and universities to comply. Thank you. It's the official White House Twitter account. Shalom, Mahmoud. This is unbelievably anti-Semitic. Holy shit. ICE proudly apprehended and detained Mahmoud Khalil, a radical foreign pro-Hamas student on the campus of Columbia University. This is the first arrest of many to come. I don't know how to explain to people that putting shalom before you're about to announce that ICE is detaining people who don't deserve to be detained is unbelievably anti-Semitic. This is not good. Apparently he had a green card. He had a green card, which like anyone who's tried to achieve American citizenship in the United States, well, obviously in the United States, you know that the step between visa and green card is massive. Can you explain why for ignorant libs? I mean, to put shalom here is basically the White House suggesting that this is what Jewish people want, and putting Jewish people in a monolith is unbelievably anti-Semitic. Basically saying, hey, this is what Jewish people want. They want to silence all of the voices. You can trust us. We're the White House. This is anti-Semitic as fuck. But this is also why, like, even just the state of Israel, the way that it propagates itself, the way that it calls itself a home for the Jewish people, that makes anti-Semitism worse. Because you're basically putting Jewish people on the hook for all of the war crimes that Israel commits. Perpetuates, thank you. But Jewish people are not a monolith. They are not all in support of fucking genocide. So, it's so disgusting, dude.
Yes, he is preparing to go up, I think, in 2 weeks.
What do you know about how this went down? Because he's saying that the Biden White House was offered some kind of SpaceX rocket to go get these guys, and they said no.
That's what I heard. I can't tell you that, but that's what I heard. But Biden was embarrassed by what happened, and he said, leave them up there. I would have said, if you're embarrassed, you got to get them out. Elon is right now preparing a ship to go up and get them.
I'm sure that they will see this in space. What is your message to us?
We love you, and we're coming up to get you, and you shouldn't have been up there so long. The most incompetent president in our history has allowed that to happen to you. But this president won't let it happen. We're going to get them out. We're coming up to get you. I've authorized Elon. I said, can you get them out? Because, you know, they've been left up there. I hope they like each other. But
we're just lying. Just lying. Just everything. We're just lying.
Maybe they'll love each other. I don't know. But they've been left up there. Think of it. And I see the woman with the wild hair, a good solid head of hair she's got. There's no kidding. There's no games with her hair. And you know, there's a danger up there, too. They can have some failures up there that would be very bad. You got to get them out. So I've authorized Elon a week ago. I said, you know, we have two people up there that Biden and Kamala left up there, and he knows it very well. I said, are you equipped to get him? He said, yeah, he's got a Starship, and they're preparing it right now. And so Elon is going to go up and get him. Should I go on that journey just to be on the ship when we stop?
If that's an option, yes.
Inside thoughts. Inside thoughts.
I should do it. Oh, that's terrible. I thought he liked me. I thought he liked me. I thought
at the random rocks in space, you have the chance to do the funniest thing. At any potential meteors thinking about coming towards Earth, you have the potential to do the funniest thing right now.
Maria, should I do it?
Well, you should then
stay here.
Maria likes me better.
President Trump, you should then come back from space.
Well, when they come back, I'll greet them. How about that? No, we're going to get them out. I've authorized Elon Musk to go and get them.
Guys, put the good energy. Maybe the rocks in the space sky can listen to us. We have the chance to do the fun. Please, rocks, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for insulting the rocks. I'm sorry for making fun of crystal mommies. You guys are real. I'm sorry. Please accept my apology. Please. Please, space rock gods. Please.
He's prepared to do so.
Mr. President, what are you making of the market sell-off this week?
I think it's globalist that
at the
see how rich our
space,
country's going to be, and they don't
please.
like it. You know, there's a big market out there. But again, they've been ripping off this country for years, and they're going to do great. Everyone's going to do great, but we can't let this continue to happen to America. Otherwise, we're not going to have a country any longer. Thank you very much, everybody.
Man, this is good, dude. This is good. Good things happening in our country. Did you hear that the asteroid probably won't even hit us anymore? Dude, what's the point in living, man? When Mercury won't even get into my Gatorade? Fuck, dude. Feels bad, man.